6 minutes after 9 o'clock. It is time for In the Garden with Caroline Baldwin in the studio to take your calls. Your calls can be questions. Your calls can be, hey, how are yous?
Hey, how are ya?
The phone number is 622-9622. And good morning, Caroline.
Good morning, Larry. How are you this morning?
How are ya?
Hey, how are ya?
Hey, how are you?
It's all going well.
It is going
It's
well.
swimming.
What's your thought on my apple tree over there?
It's doing so well.
Is it good? I'm so
It
glad
is,
because
yeah.
I neglected it all weekend long.
That's okay.
And then I forgot to water it yesterday.
That's okay.
So for 3 days,
It's okay. They
I
don't
was
need water
not
every
a very
day.
good apple tree parent.
They don't need water every day. It's in the right size pot for now.
It's okay?
Actually, yeah, it's fine. I might turn the pot around just so the light,
It's
you know,
also-
to keep it going straight.
It also has a feature role in a
It
series of ink
does, and
drawings.
I love it. It's just so cool. I love the way that. Well, it gives you something to keep the thought process, and it probably makes it easier to, or maybe harder. I
Come
don't
up
know.
with an idea?
To come up with an idea.
Well,
Yeah.
it's like an evolving story.
Yes.
So I don't know how I'll ever use it because every page says the word Inktober on it. So.
Right, but that's okay too. I mean, it's a different.
So how's
No, it's just-
how many people do you know that are doing Inktober? Just one.
I know you and one other person. I
Okay.
know.
And
Yeah.
how is theirs going?
She's doing well. She's a young lady going to school up in the Panhandle, up in Pensacola, and what is it, West Florida University
okay,
or something
okay.
like that, up there for graphic design.
Ah, nice,
And
nice.
so when she had posted her first one, I tried to, I sent her a picture of your first one, and I said, maybe she'd follow some of yours. I mean, hers are, she's doing well. I like some of the stuff she's drawing. It's different than yours.
They're all
But-
different.
Oh, yeah.
They're all
yeah,
good. They're
yeah.
all different.
So it's just-
it's amazing to look at people's work. So
Yeah.
All right, we do have a phone call.
Great.
You want to jump
All right.
in?
Fantastic.
Good morning.
Sure.
You're on the air with Caroline.
Hey, how are you guys?
Good morning. Real
Hey,
good.
how are you?
Hey, how are you?
How are you? How are you? How are you? Hawaii. Hey, the last time I called was about my poor little tree that got hurricane wind whipped in my backyard. A
Yes.
large tree.
Right.
We don't know what kind of tree it is.
Right.
All the leaves turned dead brown.
Yep.
And the other day, all of a sudden, it decided to drop all the leaves at once, and I had a big mess, so I had to
Okay.
get my lawnmower out and clean it up a little bit. My concern is now with this extra warm weather, this continuation of summer we're having, is that tree going to start budding new leaves, and then not too far down the road, Mr. Winter comes by and kills all those leaves?
Yeah, it may go ahead. Yeah, it's a good chance that it will put new leaves on. I would not. Don't fertilize it. Just water a little extra. Some water because of. Everything just dried out is what happened with that wind damage. It just pulled the moisture out. And you say we don't know what kind of tree it is. Does it normally lose leaves in the winter or no?
No, it's kind of a nice tree because it stays leaves all year round, and it just
Okay.
kind of, like towards spring, maybe like March, February, it kind of will lose a little bit, and then right behind is a new leaf, so
Okay.
it's never bare.
Never
Right
really
now,
bare, right.
Yeah, right now it looks like a tree in the middle of winter in Wisconsin. It's bare.
Yeah, right. I wouldn't, because it seems like it's a fairly hardy tree to our cold temperatures, that it's not a naturally deciduous tree, more of an evergreen, and evergreen trees do shed leaves throughout the year, or like you say, a one-time leaf drop with other leaves coming right behind it. I'm going to think that depending on how quick winter comes in, that it should be okay. I mean, if it comes with some leaves on, and if it does end up with some drop in spring, I'm going to suggest to most people, is a good fertilization this spring for all our trees and shrubs, just for a good recovery after that storm. You don't want to do it now because you don't want to force new growth. But if new growth happens, there's not much you're going to do about it anyway.
It's kind of funny. I took down a lot of water or live oak trees that were messy, and I hated the trees. I left a half a dozen removed, and this is the only large tree I left standing, and I got a nice swing underneath it, and that's a great spot in the summertime.
Right.
Sit there and have a iced tea or a wine or whatever you drink.
Sure.
Now the poor thing looks like it looks like it needs help, you know.
Well, sure. But I would just let it be, and let nature take its course. It's it may drop a few extra more leaves if it should it leaf back out this fall here. It may not put a full canopy on. It just should go ahead and rest, hopefully for the winter, and let's just hope for the best. And see, one thing I could do is Robin had handed this to me just a moment ago, is Marion County landscaping after the storm on the 21st, which is, what day is that, Larry? It's a Saturday. It's in 2 weeks. Over at the Extension Center, they're having a landscape recovery after Hurricane Irma. Safely manage damaged trees, repair damaged ponds, things like that. They may answer some of those questions during that time too, but I'm going to figure just give it a chance. Let it recover on its own.
Okay, well, like for all the people in California, I'll say a little prayer for my tree in the backyard.
There you go. Add that into it.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And the phone line is open. If you want to call, the number is 622-9622 and have your gardening plant question answered.
Yeah. And let me go ahead and just go through this again. It's on Saturday, October the 21st from 9 to noon. The Extension Service is offering recovering from Hurricane Irma on landscape, not for your mental health. Well, I guess your landscape could be your mental health, but or your therapy. But it's the why of it is Hurricane Irma may have passed, but the damage and yard debris remain. Learn from the agricultural experts with a free course from the Marion County Extension on how to best safely manage damaged trees, repair damaged ponds and waterfronts, spot sinkhole activity, protect your well, water, and septic system after flooding, how to re-landscape your yard, and properly recycle yard debris. Registration is free, but they do ask that you give a call over there before the 18th. They want to know how many people to expect. So call over there to the Extension office, 352-671-8400, and just save your spot. It is free, open to the public. Again, that's Saturday, October 21st from 9 to noon. Landscape recovery after Irma. Get your questions answered.
Yeah, good job. We got a few minutes before we take the first break, so if you have a question, you're welcome to call. I just put a picture of you on the Facebook doing in the garden.
Oh, okay.
In the garden on the air.
In the garden on the air. I will say, and if anybody is on the Facebook page in the garden, I posted this morning a couple pictures from the Ag Center of some green beans in which I said have a mosaic virus from whitefly. I said aphids and whitefly, I believe. Mine was pretty much from the whitefly. I touched the plant, out came the whitefly after I had taken a look online, and so I'm going to see whether or not, after spraying for the whitefly, if they recover any, if I get much of any harvest out of it, because it will deplete the harvest. And pretty much in order to prevent that disease from coming on is to prevent the aphid and whitefly, or to control the aphid and whitefly. And I missed it last week. So they took over, and the virus
One
is
of the
showing.
things you can depend on in Florida, even if it's October 10th, you still got to worry about the insects.
The insects and disease issues, sure do.
All right, we will be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Partly sunny on this Tuesday, warm and humid with a shower or thunderstorm in spots, mainly during the afternoon hours. High 86 at the coast to 91 inland. Patchy clouds Tuesday night, low 69 inland, 77 along the coast. Wednesday, times of clouds and sun with a shower or thunderstorm in spots, mainly near the coast. The high 85 to 89. Thursday, partly sunny, high 84 to 88. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 572-2510. That's 572-2510. Don't get caught without your daily source of senior deals. Pick up your copy of the Senior Voice newspaper. It's your source for schedule and events tailored to seniors, with information you need, like a list of free events in the area. We even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company to you that fits your needs. And all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about them. For more information, call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223. And pick up your copy of the Senior's Voice at most any business up and down the 200 corridor.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 629-2440. In addition to our pasture mowing service, we also offer fence row spraying and stump grinding services. Now is the perfect time to get ahead on your weed control and to take care of those troublesome stumps for an overall pleasing appearance. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 629-2440, or online at powellgene@yahoo.com. We are licensed and insured. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 629-2440.
Here is your 30-second news brief. A Florida Senate panel approved a $50 million coastal renourishment plan to rehabilitate the state's hurricane-battered beaches. A Lake County man was arrested for drowning his 17-month-old toddler in a bathtub. Central Florida firefighters are on alert to offer support for California firefighters dealing with massive wildfires in that state. And Universal Orlando has released the names of the first set of celebrities that will appear at next year's celebration of Harry Potter. And that is your news brief from The Source.
If you or a loved one is suffering with knee, shoulder, neck, back pain, or tennis elbow and would like to learn how to get out of pain, go to Regenetic.com. Then listen in on the first and third Thursday at 10 a.m. to the people that give you the regenerative medical solutions to your pain. Regenetic. First and third Thursdays, 10 a.m. here on WOCA 96.3 FM, 1370 AM. The Source. Regenetic.com.
Sorry. 18 minutes after 9 o'clock. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
The phone lines are open. Yeah, you were talking off there about
Yep.
passwords and all that for Facebook. I saw the thing you posted this morning. I guess it was this morning, regarding, please don't send me those behind-the-scenes stuff
yeah.
to follow and share. I hate them too.
Yeah,
I
it's
hate
just,
them too.
you worry about, you worry about what.
You worry about
it
the
comes through.
mental condition of the person sending it. It's like, hello, are you losing it or what is it?
It's just, not really.
No,
I just get-
you don't want to go
No,
that
I don't
far.
want to go that far. It's just, okay, it's wonderful to be included in who you think you want to share caring and friendship and blah, 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 blah. But to sit there and say, it's like
they
chain
don't know.
letters. It's the
like
chain
they don't know.
letters.
How is it possible that people who you love don't know that you love them?
Right. It's just that, like the chain letters from the 70s.
I
or
guess,
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever do one of them?
No.
So,
Yeah.
I did the washcloth one. You ever do the washcloth one?
Never heard of that. I mean, I'll do the goofy little thing, but usually it's thrown onto Facebook of being that, somebody's been mooned, and right now it's got the little scarecrow with the pumpkin moon, thing that you've been Halloween mooned, or, or it's snowball fight time, but that goes on the regular Facebook, not the stuff on the
I'm with you.
thing.
Yeah.
But
Well, anyway.
just to get back to gardening, and some other things on the calendar besides the landscaping after the storm is On Top of the World has their Master the Possibilities series within their education center, and this one coming up on Friday the 13th. We have Friday the 13th this month from 10 to 11:30 is pretty much something on perennials or shrubs and things like that, to have something blooming all year long. So how to create that in your landscape, in your garden, to have things that will, seasonally, you'll have something coming up and blooming as the seasons change. And yes, you folks from other areas, seasons do change here. Yes, it's been in the upper 80s this first part of October. That will change.
Not much.
Not much, but it will. And we have, normally the humidity's down at this time of year, but they're saying we've had some kind of front that our humidity's been real high, or you would have noticed the difference in the temperature. If that humidity would have been down some. So the temperatures will change, the seasons will happen. But that one's coming up Friday, October the 13th, 10 to 11:30 at the On Top of the World Education Center, the Master of the Possibilities series, to have something blooming year-round in your landscape. And I know we have Bob Wines, who is a wonderful sponsor, great nursery here in Ocala, Marion County, long-time nursery, and they too can help you get things blooming year-round, because right now the camellias, which they're known for their camellia gardens, are going and
See, I learned from my mistake with that camellia they gave us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I planted it without spreading out the roots.
and
it
so
never got any bigger.
Yeah, no, and I'm not sure. I think that one actually is one of the smaller varieties.
Oh, so it wasn't supposed to get that big.
Well, but I mean, it still should have got bigger than 2 feet.
Yeah, it never did get big. And now I went back there. They took it
They
out.
took that one out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's too bad. Oh well.
That was a cool thing about working in a garden.
Yes.
You could go out and plant things. They hated when I planted corn, though. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, that doesn't work real well.
I planted sunflower seeds one time.
At one time as well.
And they disappeared. I guess I don't know if they thought they were weeds.
Squirrels. Well, they may have they may have weeded those out, or it could be that they started to get some size. Squirrels are clever creatures as they are, cute little creatures as they are. They are so frustrating, because if they just knew that if you let this plant grow, it will give you all kinds of seeds that you can eat later.
If you could
if you could let it just grow and ripen that flower head, instead of chewing it off when it gets to be a foot tall and plopping that thing over. There's nothing to eat except that plant.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, or let the seeds ripen. Don't climb to the top and cut that seed head off when the seeds haven't formed yet. So
sunflowers are a cool flower.
they are, and especially if you have children or grandchildren around, they are fun to grow. Especially the giant ones, like the mammoth giant, or those that'll make the big seed that you can eat, because they grow so quickly. And you can have fun that you can take a bottomless pot and put it in the garden and put a seed in there and do a row of them, one by one. Put one seed in each of these bottomless pots and let them grow out of there. And then you will have this 12-foot tall giant sunflower with a dinner plate flower growing out of a little tiny pot. It's just
sounds like fun.
It's just kind of fun. Plus, it'll protect the seed a little bit while it's tiny, just having that little pot around there. But just kind of fun, something fun to do in the spring.
Do you know of any corn mazes? Usually around Halloween time, there's corn mazes
there's
advertised.
all kinds of corn mazes.
Really?
Yeah. What is it? Timberline. Down in Bellevue.
What is it? This is the time of year that corn is at its big size?
If they planted corn in the for fall harvest, yes, it's coming in that the stalks they're tall, they're tasseling, they're pretty.
I want to do one. Have you ever done a corn maze?
I haven't gone to one of the corn mazes.
What happens if you get lost?
You don't get. I mean, you're not going to get lost. They're not going to be that.
Can you use your GPS to get you out of there?
Probably not, unless you knew where the ending was. I mean, maybe you could Google Earth and get the overhead picture. Or if you carry your drone in your back pocket, you might be able to find your way. But they shouldn't be. So you're not going to get lost and be forever lost in the labyrinth. You should be fine. But no, I need to go to a corn maze.
Are they taller than me? The corn?
Probably if they've planted field corn kind of stuff, where it's going to be a grain corn, yes, it should be taller.
I'm going to do one.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll make one in my neighborhood.
Make one in your neighborhood. Plant corn. Well, I've seen the ones on Facebook where there's like 2 or 3 corn, and here you go. There's one for blondes.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh, no.
But again, another mark your calendar just for something fun. It's not a corn maze. We should get a list of the corn mazes around or something like that.
Let me Google, see if I can find something while you're.
The Saturday, November the 4th, and this is not too far out to think about. This is at the extension office, so make sure I'm not aiming you in the wrong direction. It's a Florida-friendly landscaping program. It is a Saturday event, Saturday, November the 4th, from 9 to 2:30. It's a $5 per adult. You do need to register online at Eventbrite by the 1st of November. And you can get to the Eventbrite using Marion County FL Workshop .eventbrite.com, and participants will receive materials and the opportunity for a free yard evaluation under the Florida Friendly Landscaping Program. And this is one that you will learn how to transform your as they call it, your dull, troublesome yard into a Florida-friendly landscape that's attractive to you, your homeowners association, and wildlife. Conserves and protects our water resources and saves you money and frustrations. So, just a little something going on. And of course, right now in our landscapes, we're looking at that transitional period between the warm season annuals and the cool season annuals. The cool season annuals are coming out. If you are buying them and putting them in the garden, I'd probably buy them if you're seeing them and maybe hold them for a couple weeks. Make sure you've got a really good root zone. Be careful you don't overwater them. Even when you put them into your landscape, be sure you don't overwater them. Pansies and petunias don't like a lot of water. And when we get, in the middle of the day, when it is 89 degrees here in October, they're going to wilt. Don't run out there and water them. Wait until the morning and see whether or not they've recovered.
Really? Okay.
Because
I'm listening because I'm paying attention for my apple tree.
For your apple tree. Yeah, you don't need to water them immediately. Oh my God, they're wilting. Well, at 89 degrees, so are we. But once we cool down, once we cool down some, we perk back up. So do they usually. So if we're running out there and we're watering them at 7 o'clock in the morning and water them again at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you're going to drown them. You're going to rot them off. So take it easy on the water on those. Well-amended soil, let them recover from the heat in the evening, and you just keep your watering at a little more of a minimum.
So let me tell you about the...
Okay, did you find something on
corn
corn mazes?
Corn mazes.
Okay.
Yes, the Timberline Farm corn maze.
That's the one in Bellevue.
Yeah. The Pick and Patch.
Okay, where's that one?
That might be pumpkins. It came up when I
Okay.
put corn mazes, but
Okay.
anyway, it's in Denellen.
Okay,
The Coon Hollow
all right.
in Micanopy. The Newberry Cornfield Maze in Newberry. Newberry's like what's it?
Up
near Gainesville?
Gainesville. I always forget.
The Long and Scott Farm in Mount Dora.
Okay,
The You Pick Lane Pumpkin Patch and Corn Maze in Williston.
okay.
And the Ocala Pumpkin Run Car Show and Fall Festival has the maze too.
Oh, okay. They probably have a
I'll
maze.
have to ask
maybe
Matt
for
about that
kids,
one.
Yeah.
That's something he's usually part of.
Yeah. But that's it. Yeah, that's some things to do. Take the children, the pumpkin patches and stuff. We are here at the 10th of October. It's hard to believe that we're almost through with the year.
I know.
For me, you get your pumpkin now, but if anybody's ever experienced, if you carve your pumpkin too early, it's going to rot before Halloween.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
I have heard that after you carve your pumpkin, if you dip it in a bleach and water solution to kill bacteria, that it will last longer.
Really?
I'm not sure how well that works because we have a lot of heat, it's heat and moisture for us that really does it in. I would hold off, find your pumpkin, get your great pumpkin, get your ideas going. But if you're actually going to carve all the way through that pumpkin and not paint it or something like that, put off carving it for, till maybe the week before.
Did you hear about
so
the
that it
teal
lasts.
colored pumpkins?
I think I did.
This is if you have a teal colored pumpkin on your porch, it indicates that you are giving out non-allergenic candies.
Oh, okay.
I don't
So nothing
know-
with peanut
is
allergy
that the only thing
stuff.
that would be allergen?
Probably. That you're not giving out the Snickers or the peanut M&Ms and stuff. So that's kind of cool. That's neat.
That's kind of cool. All right, we are up against the break. Carolyn continues after the break. We've got a full half hour left, and your phone calls are an important part. The number is 622-9622. We will be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Chris Foster. At least 11 people have died in wildfires in Northern California. A lot of evacuees are now homeless, with at least 1,500 homes and businesses gone. California Highway Patrol's been doing air rescues.
We've landed in the middle of roads, and embers were actually bouncing off of the aircraft as they rescued the parties last night.
There are also homes burned to the south in Orange, California. President Trump all over Twitter today, starting with national anthem protests in the NFL.
He questioned why is the NFL getting massive tax breaks while at the same time disrespecting our anthem, flag, and country. Change tax law. President Trump also said he plans to use an executive order to bring about health care reform, tweeting, "Since Congress can't get its act together on health care, I will be using the power of the pen to give great health care to many people. Fast." He also tweeted about immigration, saying Democrats don't care about the safety of the nation.
Fox's Rachel Sutherland in D.C. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Come with me on another journey around the globe.
From National Geographic comes an all-new 6-part series with Morgan Freeman.
Searching for answers to humankind's biggest questions.
How can you hate me when you don't even know me?
Meeting inspiring individuals from all walks of life.
When people see someone helping another person, I think it's infectious.
This is what it means to be human. This is the story of us.
The Story of Us with Morgan Freeman premieres tomorrow at 9/8 Central on National Geographic.
Napa know-how.
Right now, Napa Full Synthetic Motor Oil is on sale for just $4.29 a quart. Quality motor oil at an affordable price. A deal so good it practically sells itself. Which begs the question, what do we do with the rest of this commercial? Repeat the deal, I guess. Napa Full Synthetic Motor Oil for just $4.29 a quart. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
General states pricing. Sales prices do not include applicable state, local taxes, or recycling fees. Offer ends 10/31/17.
Ad Council.
It's the end of the fiscal year, and that means budget cuts and number crunching. Now's the time of the year you're evaluating your expenses, planning your budget, and finding ways to save money and increase efficiency to maximize profits. Dex Imaging understands and delivers. Call Dex Imaging today for a free document management evaluation. Cutting your office expenses is as easy as calling Dex Imaging, 352-266-0333. Start saving money today and increase your bottom line with Dex Imaging. Printers, copiers, and fax machines that increase office productivity and save you money. No one understands your bottom line better. Call Dex Imaging today, 352-266-0333, or check them out on the web at deximaging.com. That's DEXimaging.com. Or call 352-266-0333 for your free document management evaluation today.
Hello, gorgeous.
Hi, this is Becky at Hello Gorgeous Salon. Let's get rid of those sun damaged ends and faded out color and get into something rich and vibrant. It's time to get that new look started. So call today and set up your appointment at Hello Gorgeous Salon, 351-5358. Hello Gorgeous is a certified Brazilian blowout salon. We can tame those locks, leaving your hair healthy and shiny with a Brazilian smoothing treatment. And whether you're going on a job interview or out on a date, your hands do a lot of talking. Manicures are a must. Hello Gorgeous is a full-service salon, so let us help you make a great first impression. Call us today to set your appointment at Hello Gorgeous. Our number is 352-351-5358. Again, that's 352-351-5358. Hello Gorgeous is conveniently located in the heart of downtown Ocala, right next to the historic Marion Theater. And don't forget, we also do men and children's cuts too.
Hello, gorgeous.
The City of Ocala Department of Recreation and Parks are proud to present the 34th annual Light Up Ocala on November 18th. The fun starts on the square in downtown Ocala from 4 to 9 p.m. There'll be food vendors, 4 stages of entertainment, Whoville, Theme Kids Zone, the downtown holiday skating rink, crafts, the Junior Sunshine Christmas Parade around the square, and at about 7:30 p.m., the official downtown lighting ceremony. See you at Light Up Ocala.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Another tip for wannabe moms: avoid eating large predatory fish like tuna, swordfish, mackerel, and shark if you're into that. What if you're telling a new special friend intimate details about your life? You're taking an emotional risk with somebody who isn't your spouse. We spend more time on the toilet each week than exercising. Thanks for studying this.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
All right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock, 77 degrees here at the studios of WOCA, broadcasting live from the Paddock Mall. Let's return now to Carol Ann Baldwin. We are halfway through In the Garden with Carol Ann, and your phone calls are always invited. The number is 622-9622. and it looks like a nice week weather-wise.
It does. I mean, some rain here and there. I mean, that's a good thing. I mean, we need some rain, hit and miss showers, I guess. I know there was I don't think we got any rain here from it, but what was it?
From Nate?
Monday? No, it was a thunderstorm. No, I was off Monday, Tuesday, so it had to have been Saturday night.
Yeah,
I believe there was one, and oh my goodness, I was at work, or I closed on Saturday night for a friend, to help a friend out. So I'm glad I was sitting in the break room having my dinner, and the biggest thunder lightning crash booms.
Really?
Two of them, massive, about shook the building. And I mean, a Lowe's store is a big store to shake. And there was people loading there, some of the employees helping load a customer down in our building materials under the canopy, and they swear it hit the side of the building. That lightning did.
Wow,
but
wow.
I mean, our lights didn't flicker or anything like that, but I was glad I was inside of a building with no windows in that section and not outside.
And
the
that
garden
was
center.
the outermost bands of Nate.
It may have been.
It was. I looked at it on the weather thing, yeah.
Because that was a scary one, and that was a lot of heavy. I mean, that rain came down hard and heavy, which is not a beneficial rain. Usually, we like those all night kind of soaker rains or those all day kind of soaker rains. But we'll take what we can get. Even though I know we have a lot of rain, a lot of the flooding, you say that the water tables are high. Well, that just takes a long time for water to perk all the way down to the aquifer.
Right.
So I'm not sure what our ground looks like 6 feet down. And when we go, the 4 or 5 days, anybody who's out in their yard who's maybe planting plants, you hear them say, well, it's so dry, just a foot down. Well, that surface water is just, it's perking down, especially if you're in a sandy area. If you have clay underneath there, it's a different story. Mm-hmm. Or if you happen to have really organic soil, it may be a lot more moist, or you're near, say, one of the rivers where that water table is higher, further, away from those rivers or lakes and things like that. But just remember, we do still need rain. We always need rain. Every place needs rain.
Yeah. They need rain in California. Any way we can fix that problem.
That would be nice if we could fix that. Well, and you see, sometimes it's one of those oddities. We'll see if we have a wet winter this year, because it always seems to be, if it's hot and dry in California, we seem to be wet here. If it's cool there, we're hot here. If it's hot there, we're cool. So it's somehow how the weather
El Nino or El Nino thing.
It may,
or La
I
Nina.
think it may be, and so it's just how that carries across that we end up as an opposite. So a lot of times when you're looking at plant selections, even we'll take this right on back into the garden. That what'll grow in California does not necessarily grow here, because if they're having a hot, dry winter, our winter is cold and moist. And so it's a whole different kind of thing, that the time of year when you need moisture or dryness is many times just the opposite.
That's something. That's
so,
an interesting observation.
That's why we really don't do artichokes too well, and that I'm surprised that olive production is something that can happen here in Central Florida, because we're not a Mediterranean climate. Our springs are generally not cool and moist. Our springs are generally hot and dry.
Yeah.
And so it's just a little bit, it's a different climate. Pay a little more attention to looking at, when you're making your plant selections, look at what is actually on a Florida list or a Central Florida list. Had somebody call the store the other day looking for a specific tree, and it was, hardy zone 11 to 9. Well, 11 is Miami. 12 is the Keys, or, further South Miami, and 9 is right where we're at. And so we're at that northernmost cutoff point of where this tree is going to do well. And so he's looking for it from me in the Lady Lake area, and I'm trying to explain to him, one, I don't think I've ever had it. If I have, it's only been occasionally in a few of them. And that, two, if he really wanted one, to look at a nursery a little further south. He may need to get down to Mount Orlando area even to look for one, and that he needed to plant it in a protected area for the sake that we're in that northernmost cutoff point where that tree's going to do well. So it might be one that if we had a horrible winter, it may get some serious damage. That if he were further south or over towards the coast, that tree would probably do much, much better for him. So pay attention to those zone areas. Most of the things that are grown for the big box stores are for this area. They are grown in Florida. Much of it is. Sometimes some of the nurseries will have an additional nursery up maybe into the Carolinas or Georgia, the Carolinas and stuff. But a lot of that stuff is grown right down there in Miami, Homestead, maybe in Sanford, maybe Orlando areas. But it's in the central to South Florida areas. So it's usually going to be something that will tolerate our growing areas. Like I said, up into Georgia, some of the stuff comes from Georgia, some from the Carolinas, but not usually stuff that's coming from California or Oregon or the Midwest. Not to come to Florida. It's too far.
And you have a phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Hi, Caroline. This is Hugh again, real quick. I make a habit of watching the Weather Channel quite a bit because I'm interested in weather, and I've got property up north, and I'm always concerned what's going on.
Sure.
But they said the extended forecast through October is going to be above normal in the whole eastern part of the country. Like you were pointing out, it's warm here, it's cool in the west.
Right.
And it's this jet stream pattern that we got locked into. And usually when you get into a system like that, you do get locked in for maybe several months. So we might be looking at above normal temperatures maybe to the first of the years, or maybe all through all winter. Who knows?
Let's watch, because I keep wondering when we're going to get ready to hit one of those bad winters where we may go warm, and it could be it even could be this, that we'll be warm up until say December or so, and then the plants have not gone into a full dormancy or have not had an opportunity to go dormant or have those cooler temperatures, and then boom, we get a freeze and you just lose everything. You lose a lot in because it hasn't had a chance to settle into nighttime lows in the 40s with highs in the low 70s kind of thing.
Yeah, usually by now I call them Wisconsin cold fronts come down and usually get through here by this time of the year. It's getting middle of October, but nothing so far that has any strength. They kind of get down this way and then they kind of poop out.
Yeah, well, a lot of them, they don't make it across that Florida-Georgia line. We seem to being a peninsula, having the Atlantic and the Gulf there that sort of hold most of those jet streams away from us, especially early on in the season. But we do normally have that turn of temperatures in October, at least somewhat. The humidity dropping, the rainfall, tapering back, and those temperatures coming down out of the upper 80s, and with our nighttime lows being more into the upper 60s versus the low to mid 70s that this time of year that we're got going right now.
Yeah, well, with our rainy season, that's probably past. Our rain comes from the fronts that come through here from the north, and if they're not going to come down here for a while, we're going to be going through quite a dry spell again.
Yep, it's quite possible, and that's our winter.
Okay, well, pray for California and my tree and cold front.
There you go.
Okay, bye.
All right, Hugh, have a great day.
I love it after a warm summer like we've had.
To have the cooler.
To have that, all of a sudden you wake up one day.
It's a nice break to have. I mean, we've had a few mornings where if you'd have been up early and you could have taken your cup of coffee out on the porch and sat. We've had a few mornings that have been cool like that, but they've been fairly early.
Yeah.
Once it's hitting 9 o'clock or so, it's starting to get warm already.
Yeah.
So
I get up early. It's this morning did not feel like last week. There was a couple of days.
Right. We've had a couple. This morning was hot and humid.
All right, we're up against the break. Gosh, I wasn't looking. Okay, we will be right back with Carol Ann after this. after this.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Partly sunny on this Tuesday, warm but humid with a shower or thunderstorm in spots, mainly during the afternoon hours. High 86 at the coast to 91 inland. Patchy clouds Tuesday night, low 69 inland, 77 along the coast. Wednesday, times of clouds and sun with a shower or thunderstorm in spots, mainly near the coast. The high 85 to 89. Thursday, partly sunny, high 84 to 88. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Did you call Mike Scott Plumbing about the irrigation?
No, but did you know a crocodile can't stick its tongue out? Or that Humpty Dumpty rhyme never actually says he's an egg? Or that Chuck Norris counted to infinity? Twice.
Where the hell do you come up with these facts? And what's that have to do with the lawn?
Nothing really, just hoping you'd forget what you told me to do.
Well, here's a fact. Just like an elephant, I never forget. And here's another fun fact for you. If my plants die because you didn't call Mike Scott Plumbing to come over and install an irrigation system, you're going to be the one out there all night with a hose.
Well, as a matter of fact, I think I'll call Mike Scott Plumbing right now.
Now that's a fact.
237-2888.
Yes, 237-2888. Because if...
I know. If water runs through it, they do it. Did you know honeybees have 5 eyes?
Oh, brother, you're going to do this all night now, aren't you?
Or that a strawberry is not actually a berry, but a banana is? Or that Chuck Norris killed 2 stones with 1 bird? Or that polar bears are left-handed?
Are you wasting hundreds or thousands of dollars on termite retreat fees? If you're not with Turner Pest Control, you probably are. Turner Pest Control offers the industry's only termite and pest control package that never charges retreat fees, ever. You can get started today for only $99. This is a value of $500 or more. This includes treatments, installation of monitoring stations, quarterly pest control, and a lifetime guarantee, all for an unbelievable low $99. Even if you have another pest control provider, visit turnerpest.com to find out how you can avoid paying those high termite retreat fees.
If you find an animal or a bird that needs help, call Animus Foundation at 352-843-6379. They will come and get the animal if you can't take it to them. High school students and those with court-ordered community service can earn required hours in this rewarding environment. And veterans who share a bond with animals and parents who have been through mental or physical trauma are especially welcomed. Families, clubs, and tourists can arrange for tours of Animus without driving for hours or miles. Consider volunteering. Animus needs you.
Tired of looking at stained carpets, dirty tile, or grout? Call Silverback Restoration, 414-5312. Make your flooring look great again. Stains, pet odors, allergies. Call Silverback Restoration, 414-5312. From serving our country to serving our community. Silverback Restoration, 414-5312. Residential and commercial. And now, 3 rooms for just $99. Check their website, silverbackrestoration.com.
All right, 12 minutes before 10 o'clock. Hey, oh my gosh, the time flies. Caroline Baldwin is here. We're talking about your lawns, your gardens, everything associated with those kinds of things.
All that fun stuff.
Yeah, so, and thank you. Any way we could kind of make a diagnosis of the trees in our neighborhood to determine if they should come down? Well, how do you do that? How do you determine?
If a tree should come down, well, one would be if it's leaning. If before the storm it looked like it was beginning to be suffering, that had lots of but it would have been before the storm kind of thing of that the tree had been losing a lot of leaves, had just looked like it was dead. If it's got there's a fungus. It's the Ganoderma butt rot that can show up on palms. I know, it's just fun to say. And oaks can do on this. And the fungal, you won't necessarily see the fungus going on. These are the trees that are rotting in the middle. These are those water oaks and laurel oaks that'll rot right from the middle out, and the tree will look fine. But the center could be hollow, right through the center of them. And sometimes they will show a sign, and the sign is like what we call a conch. It's like a hard fungal plate or shelf that's attached to the bark. Sometimes they have some like burgundies or browns or dark colors to them. They can look kind of interesting, but that's sort of a sign, not a symptom. The symptom would be cracking bark and things like that. You'll see some that'll be oozing sap or some dark, wet-looking areas on the bark that looks like it's beginning to sink in. Those are trees that are going. They're on their way out. They need to be removed. Because they'll stand for years.
But this is the thing.
Green and growing.
You always hear these trees are hundreds of years old. So they say hundreds. Well,
yeah.
They must be able to last.
Well, and
there must have been some storms before now.
But those are your live oaks. Those are not the, those
but
are
aren't
not
those the ones that fall?
No, not always. No, it's your water oaks, your laurel oaks, and things like that that'll fall. The big old oak trees are still standing. An establishment we go to on weekends has three massive old trees that really you look at them and you go, wow, those trees look like they could come down in a storm. No, they're just fine. Those trees went through it, didn't lose a limb out.
You know what makes me nervous? I think it's Shady Road or something.
Yes, down.
There's like an what do you call it, canopy?
Yes.
Oh man, in a storm.
Beautiful shady canopy.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
but you're driving through it in a storm.
Yeah, there's a couple roads down there.
Yeah.
95th Street down on that between 441 and 475, and yeah. They're scenic roads, but can be scary when it's windy.
By the way, that really, really pretty stretch of, I guess it is Shady Road, right? Not too far from here, where they had it closed for a while.
The flood, yeah, Shady Road, yeah.
Did you go down there after they opened it?
Yes, I was down there the other day, and
it's like a big lake.
Yes, and what's amazing is in 2004, when we had the 4 storms back to back, that had flooded then, but not for as long. And not as much.
Wonder why.
And my understanding was someone had actually even dug a deeper retention or a larger retention.
That's what I thought, yeah.
To take more of that water. And so it was just more water, I guess, or that the top part of the groundwater is high right now, and that they couldn't tolerate that.
Speaking of that kind of thing, did you see in the Star Banner it referred to Payne's Prairie as Alachua Lake?
Right.
Which I guess is what it was called before it became Payne's Prairie.
Right. And it's I believe, I may be mistaken, somebody may know the history better than I do, is that a sinkhole is what took away.
It drained it out?
Drained the lake.
Like Orange Lake had that happen to it.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what, because like you said, that was a navigable, that ferry boats went across that.
Well, there's an illustration in the article of
Right.
an old, like an old boat that was
Right.
stranded because the water levels went down.
Went down so far,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And it's my understanding that between drought and a sinkhole, that was the demise of it. But yes, we've had it with water enough that I would say that you could at least navigate with a kayak or canoe or small, narrow boat back in 2004. Because it flooded at that point up across the road, and the alligators came out and all kinds of stuff out onto
Did you see the picture of was it a copperhead?
Oh my! Probably a cottonmouth.
Cottonmouth. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, it was somebody ran over. I guess it was just a casualty of
right.
being in the road.
And, snakes will come up out of that area. So, but we're looking for higher ground.
Just looking someplace safe and end up dying.
Right.
All right. Let's take a phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Good morning, Carol Ann.
Morning, Sonny.
I was still living up north and used to follow the fishing programs, especially. My son at that time was into fishing.
Okay.
And he was still at home or in college, one or the other. Anyway, these fishing programs used to broadcast the contest, largemouth bass contest, on Orange Lake.
Uh-huh.
And I can remember when we first moved down here, going there, and that whole area, including McIntosh, was a real
it was a fishing
viable economy going on there because of the fish camps, the boat rentals, the docks, and everything that was going on there.
And all the diners and little restaurants that serviced all that. Oh yeah, that was a big.
My reason for calling was when the sinkhole opened up and they drained the lake.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the county could have done something but they expected Alachua County to chip in and so
It
on
was,
and so
well,
forth.
yeah, the one in Orange Lake is on the borderline between Marion and Alachua counties, and they couldn't seem to get along enough to, or come up with a compromise on who was going to pay for it.
Well, the fix was there, and we're all paying for it because of the loss of all that money in the economy because of thick-headed, dumb politicians.
Sure,
They can't see past the end of their nose.
And
Or
well,
their
with some of
pockets,
it
I
too,
should say.
when some of it too would have been the environmental issues as well, of whether or not to intervene into a naturally occurring event that
Well,
was
that's the
not
same
harmful
story you
to
hear
life
about
or limb.
Rodman's Dam.
Right.
And then this thing here now with the 441 is because an old dam or something collapsed or something like that, and it causes the water, instead of holding water back, it's causing the Payne's Prairie to flood again.
Oh.
But I can remember when we first moved here, we were going up to Gainesville, and I was behind a truck on 441, and you could actually see the pavement go down as the truck rolled over it and pushing the water out from the side of the pavement on 441.
Oh, no.
And I'm saying to and that's when the gators were crawling out onto 441, etc.
Right, yeah, before they put the underground, the byways, the underground byways for the animal, wildlife and such.
Yeah, but they had a lot of wildlife there. Plus, they were still also running cattle. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, there's no cattle out there. I don't believe.
It was really quite an industry based on Mother Nature that was totally destroyed with the thick-headedness of.
Payne's
commission.
Well, and some of it too. Orange Lake also had gone down before that, before the sinkhole had opened, due to drought, due to over pulling on water resources. I think on some things, diversions on lakes, on other bodies of water that feed any of these lakes and things like that. And when you go through a 7-year, which we had a 7-year drought, I believe when Orange Lake really dropped down, and there's not much you can do about a drought. There's nothing,
right.
there's no
That's the
legislation
thing.
you're going to sign to fix a drought. And I think they did fix the sinkhole in Orange Lake, and it has, come back up, over the last several years, maybe not up to where it was, but Lake Lacluse, a lot of the industry also took a hit during the recession and such like that. I think did the rest of them.
There used to be a boat that ran around Lake Griffin, and I had to go once a year up to somewhere around St. Augustine or somewhere out through there.
St. John's River.
Yeah, to be maintained. And this boat actually went up the Ocklawaha River and went down again. And then with the one hurricane there, I can remember we had Commissioner Harris, who was all for helping keep the waterways open and everything. And he got shot down. Generally he was very, very conservative, but he saw the potential of maintaining the Ocklawaha going into the Silver River, going into the St. John's.
Right.
And to me, that was another big, catastrophe caused by our county commission.
Well, that's fine and dandy. It's I'm hearing the music in the back, Sonny, and next time we'll keep it on a gardening related.
Well, there's a connection there.
A little bit, but we're going a little far abroad.
Yeah.
Thanks, though, Sonny.
You know what I wonder, real quickly, if some of that mud from under that sitting water that's now exposed on Shady Road, is that like very fertile?
It could be, but it could also have a high nitrogen content. It might not be. Yeah.
Another good show, Carolyn.
Another one down.
Thank you for doing this, and we'll see you next week. It'll be the 17th of October. Wow.
Have a good day, everybody.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Chris Foster. There are at least 11 people dead and more than 1,500 homes and businesses that were there on Sunday are now gone in wildfires in Northern California.
I looked up and with golf ball-sized embers coming down my street at 30-mile-an-hour winds. Looked like something out of some Armageddon movie.
There are thousands of evacuees, many forced from their homes with no time to spare. North Korea is accused of hacking South Korean military plans.
According to a South Korean newspaper, North Korean hackers stole hundreds of classified files, including South Korean plans to assassinate North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. The breach is said to have occurred last year. It's claimed the documents stolen include a plan for South Korean and American operations in the event of war breaking out, as well as details about military facilities, power plants, and joint military drills.
Fox's Simon Owen. Fox News, we report, you decide.
What if hiring could be easier, less time-consuming, with more qualified candidates and faster results? What if hiring could be smarter? Thanks to ZipRecruiter, it can be. With one click, post your job to over 100 of the web's leading job boards, so you don't spend time wondering where the right candidates are searching. Then ZipRecruiter uses its smart matching technology to scan millions of active resumes and notify the most qualified candidates to apply for your job. And the ZipRecruiter dashboard makes it easy to review, rate, and contact candidates, all in one place. No wonder 80% of employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site in just one day. ZipRecruiter makes it simple for growing businesses of all sizes to hire the right people, no matter the industry. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
We're so confident ZipRecruiter will get you the results you need. We'll let you try it free. That's right, free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Today in Florida Ag News from the Southeast AgNet. Well, last week, members of a congressional delegation to Ottawa, Canada, focused on agricultural trade, offered their comments following meetings with Canadian officials ahead of the next round of the North America Free Trade Agreement, or NAFTA, negotiations. House Ag Committee Chairman Mike Conaway said our goal over the past 2 days was to ensure our Canadian counterparts understand that U.S. production agriculture has taken a keen interest in getting NAFTA done and done right. We have had productive conversations over the weekend with Canadian officials and are eager for negotiation to resume in Washington. Florida Representative Ted Yoho said, on so many fronts, we enjoy and respect our relationship with Canadian neighbors, especially on trade. He said, overall, NAFTA has been favorable for trade to both nations. It's created wealth on both sides of the border. My goal as a member of the Ag Committee is to impress the importance of making those areas that work well better and those areas that need improvement to correct as quickly as possible. More on this can be found on our website, southeastagnet.com.
One bad rain can rob your crops of the nutrients they need to grow strong and yield strong. You may find yourself asking, how long will my nitrogen last? With Proximus, backed by NutriGuard technology, you can be confident your crops will have nitrogen available throughout the growing season. It works by enhancing soil microbes so they can retain nitrogen in the root zone and deliver it to the plant on demand. In replicated field trials, Proximus was proven to decrease leaching up to 69%, while increasing nutrient use efficiency up to 23%. This advantage can increase yields by up to 15%. Proximus was developed by Actigrow for farmers like you who want to improve productivity and their bottom line. Adding Proximus to your UAN fertilizer program will give you the peace of mind that your nitrogen is there when your crop needs it. Ask your ag retailer for Proximus with your next UAN purchase or visit stopleaching.com.
Randall Wiseman, Southeast AgNet.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing. Our tractor services include bush hog, disking, front-end loader, box blade, and stump grinding. We also have zero-turn mowers for the smaller paddocks, aisleways, fence rows, and lawn care. Fence row spraying is also available for weed control. We are licensed and insured. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440, or online at powellgene, Gene, at yahoo.com. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys.
we can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lockdock and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
Ocala's information station, 1370.